Coming up on OC News, we will bring you the latest on an Uber driver arrested for sexually assaulting a passenger. We also take a look at the Democratic filibuster currently keeping Neil Gorsuch out of the Supreme Court.
And today is opening day for Major League Baseball. We'll bring you all of the latest news and updates on our California teams. All this and more straight ahead on OC News.
Welcome to OC News. I'm Lucero Aburto.
And I'm Monica Estacio. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
The ride-sharing app Uber is under fire after 37-year-old driver Angel Sanchez was arrested for allegedly sexually assaulting a female passenger in Orange County. The 36-year-old woman had requested a ride on Thursday from a party in Newport Beach to her home in Santa Ana. She was picked up by Sanchez in a gray 2016 Toyota Sienna. She told police she fell asleep during the ride and woke up being assaulted in an isolated area near Euclid Avenue and the 22 freeway. She was able to escape the vehicle. The investigation is ongoing and officials believe there may be more victims. Joining us live on campus is OC News reporter Jasmine Arenas. Jasmine, I understand some students are now hesitant about using ride sharing after hearing this story. Jasmine?
Yes, while some students are getting ready to take off in their own vehicles, others wait on apps like Uber or Lyft. Getting a ride whenever and wherever sounds like a fantastic idea, and it is extremely beneficial for any occasion, especially for intoxicated passengers. But it can ultimately be frightening. Here I am with Brandon, who is an avid user of Uber. How do you think Uber has been affected by this, and would you still ride Uber?
I think Uber's reputation has gone down quite a bit actually with this, because I believe that Uber should be a safe way for people to use transportation, especially if they just got they're drunk, this stuff like that. They're basically under the influence of alcohol. They need that safe way to get home rather than driving themselves. So of course, I think Uber should be hiring professionals and hiring people who can sustain themselves from doing any of the kind of that gross stuff sort of to other people. I think it should just be a safe way to get from point A to point B, and that's it. Just a cheap way to get home.
What kind of regulations and rules should be enforced for potential employers?
Definitely a thorough employee background check. Definitely just make sure that they seem safe, they seem fine. Also people can have some sort of rights in the car, sort of thing like that, where people can I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. It's kind of like the customers should have a right to they should have some sort of barricade between the driver and I think the passenger. I think that should be enforced, especially with some of those people that kind of seem suspicious, people who don't really necessarily want to talk. There should be a window of some sort blocking between the passenger and the driver.
Definitely. Thank you, Brendan. Well, Brendan, like other students, believe that there should be other laws enforced and rules partake in the fact that whenever someone applies for Uber. There is, however, a feature that allows people to know where your location is. For instance, the Share Your ETA feature, where you could send it to friends via text message, and that way your friends know exactly who the driver is, where you're going, and will be safe and to prevent incidents like these. Reporting for OC News, I'm Jasmine Arenas. Back to you guys in the studio.
3 women were arrested, charged for operating a sex trafficking ring out of Irvine. This operation was headquartered in Irvine, where they advertised tens of thousands of women online and then sold them into prostitution across 20 different U.S. states. The women running the sex trafficking ring were each charged with 6 felonies.
Graduation is right around the corner, and Cal State Fullerton is gearing up for commencement. Cal State Fullerton will be holding Grad Fest at the Titan Shop this week. Students will be able to purchase their caps, gowns, and anything else they could need for graduation. The Grad Fest shop will be open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. April 4th through 6th. ASI's 11th annual spring concert is finally here, taking place this upcoming Saturday, April 8th at the Intramural Fields. Cal State Fullerton's very own Battle of the DJs and Battle of the Band winners, Nico Kojima and PCH Crew, will be opening the show. And headlining the show are the very talented DJ Zoo and Lupe Fiasco. Ticket prices range from $15 to $50 at the door. Doors open at 4 p.m. and long lines are expected, so be sure to arrive at least an hour early.
President Trump's Supreme Court selection, Neil Gorsuch, currently needs 60 yes votes to earn his position, a feat proving to be easier said than done. Democrats were able to gain just enough support to temporarily filibuster the nomination and, at least for now, block the vote that would place Gorsuch in the Supreme Court. Because Democrats were able to amass the 41 votes they needed to deny Gorsuch his confirmation, the two parties will now debate one last time on Friday in order to try and overcome the Democratic filibuster. If no decision is reached by Friday, Republicans plan to use the nuclear option, which would only require Gorsuch to amount 51 votes in order to be confirmed. Democrats are particularly opposed to this nuclear rule because the Senate currently stands at 52-48 in favor of Republicans. A vote under the nuclear option would almost assuredly get Gorsuch the 51 votes he needs to be officially elected. Whether or not the two parties can come to an agreement remains to be seen. Still, Gorsuch is expected by many to be confirmed by the end of the week.
From metro blasts to mudslides, the cities across the globe are facing hardships. Marissa Garcia has more with the world news.
Russian officials say an unidentified explosive device caused the blast in the St. Petersburg metro. A second device was found in a separate station and rendered safe. Russia's President Vladimir Putin says they are investigating all possible reasons for the explosion and not ruling out terrorism. Putin was speaking in St. Petersburg when the explosion occurred, has not yet confirmed the blast to be an act of terrorism.
I'd like to express my sincere sorrow and condolences to relatives of those who died or who were injured. The causes are not yet clear. It is very early to talk about it. The investigation will show. We will naturally look into all possible scenarios and into criminal and, first of all, causes of a terrorist nature. We will see what answers this investigation will give us.
The St. Petersburg metro system, which transports 2.3 million people a day, remains closed at this time. The White House says President Trump has been briefed on the ongoing situation in Russia. Ecuador's presidential election balanced on a razor-thin margin late Sunday as the two runoff candidates were polling within 3 percentage points with over 96% of votes counted. As counting neared completion around the country, leftist candidate Lenin Moreno of the ruling party held a narrow lead over conservative opponent Guillermo Lasso. Behind by only 2%, conservative presidential candidate Guillermo Lasso tweeted on Sunday night that some official polling records had been altered. Lasso's tweet read, quote, "Let's act in a peaceful but firm manner. We must go to the streets and say, don't steal my vote because we want a change in Ecuador." Moments after thousands of people stormed the streets in protest of the presidential election results. In southern Colombia, people who lost everything are digging frantically through the rubble, hoping to find their relatives and friends. The military says at least 254 people were killed in mudslides Saturday. Torrential rains Friday night caused 3 rivers surrounding the southern city of Mocoa to overflow, sending a flow of mud and debris surging through the city. President Juan Manuel Santos said 170 victims had been identified. He said 43 were children and 22 others had been hospitalized. That's all for World News. I'm Marissa Garcia. Back to you.
Coming up after the break, how long will this cooler weather stay with us?
And surprises at the Country Music Awards. All this and more coming up on OC News.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together. Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
April has begun and has brought some storms to kick off the month. Will it ever be official as spring? Here's Francesca Loren with the week's forecast and an update on the weather in the south.
Hi everyone, Francesca Loren here with the latest on the storms in the south. As you can see here, we have storms rolling in that are directly affecting Georgia and Louisiana. Specifically with Georgia, we have the PGA Masters that just started today. The practice was actually canceled due to the severe weather. Patrons were asked to evacuate from the PGA tournament. Play was suspended around 2:30 after rain and storms continued. Patrons were asked to evacuate after the city was placed under a tornado watch. The busiest airport in the nation, Atlanta International Airport, has also been affected. Flights have been delayed and canceled due to these severe weather warnings. Bringing it back to sunny California, we have the sun. It's staying. It's partly cloudy, but we have highs of 66, lows of 52, and the sun is setting at 7:13. So if you want to catch that beautiful sunset, make sure to see it then. For the rest of the week, it is a little bit all over the place. We have partly cloudy on Tuesday, and the sun is coming out on Wednesday, but it is going away on Friday and Saturday. We have showers, 60% of precipitation. And that is it for weather. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Miranda Lambert won big at the ACM Awards, and a famous WWE star popped the question. Let's go to Christine Mason with this week's entertainment news.
Hi Titans, let's take a look at all things entertainment. Miranda Lambert just scored a major win for ladies everywhere. The Weight of These Wings artist just made history at the 2017 Academy of Country Music Awards on Sunday night, where she became the first ever songstress to win Female Vocalist of the Year 8 consecutive years in a row. Lambert has taken home the coveted honor year after year since 2009. This time around, the blonde bombshell beat out heavy hitters Kelsey Ballerini, Maren Morris, Casey Musgraves, and Carrie Underwood to come out on top. During her acceptance speech, Miranda shouted out fellow female powerhouses, including rival Underwood.
Thank you so much, guys. It really means the world to me. Carrie can see me under the table. We've agreed on that. And I'm just glad to see females kicking ass these days. I'm so proud to be part of that. So cheers to all of us girls out there dreaming. Thanks, fans. Thanks, ACM. Thanks to my family and friends. And Marion Kraft, Joey Lee, and Crystal Dishman. I love y'all all. Thank you very much.
Other memorable moments from the night included presenters Nancy O'Dell and David Copperfield poking fun at the Oscars Best Picture mistake, a tribute to the late Chuck Berry by hosts Luke Bryant and Dierks Bentley, a performance from Lady Antebellum with the University of Nevada Las Vegas Marching Band, and a special performance by Florida Georgia Line and the Backstreet Boys. It seems Kate Middleton was up to her own fun with the girls while her royal husband was out with the boys. According to newly released photos, the Duchess of Cambridge was bundled up on the slopes in Maribel, France a few weeks ago. During the same weekend, Prince William was enjoying a ski trip of his own with his guy pals in the Swiss Alps. The royal mother of 2 enjoyed a short and snowy getaway with her younger sister Pippa Middleton, who is engaged to hedge fund manager James Matthews. According to a report from The Sun, the trip was a bachelorette party in honor of the bride-to-be, and the 2 groups even shared the same jet on their way to individual party locations. John Cena has officially changed his mind, and Nikki Bella is going to be a bride. For the handful of you out there who still don't know about the big news, John Cena proposed to his longtime girlfriend last night on live TV during WrestleMania 33. After the hunky WWE star got down on one knee to ask the Total Diva star for her hand in marriage, Nikki's twin sister, Brie Bella, took to YouTube to share her excitement. Quote, "I can't believe what I just saw," end quote, Brie says in the video, alongside sister-in-law Lauren Garcia, who adds, quote, "We are so excited for Nicole," end quote. Can't wait to hear about those wedding plans. Congrats to the newly engaged couple. On the flip side, it's not easy to walk into a family and find acceptance, especially amid a divorce, but Blake Shelton has torn down the walls when it comes to Gwen Stefani and her 3 sons. It's been about a year and a half since the country singer and the No Doubt rocker made things official in 2015, but their romance came during a rocky time for both voice coaches. Just a few months before getting together, Shelton had finalized his divorce from Miranda Lambert, while Stefani was in the middle of a heartbreaking separation from Gavin Rossdale after 13 years. The Misery Singer's divorce was only amplified by the fact that the couple share 3 children together, sons Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo. Though it probably wasn't easy for Stefani to introduce a new man into her children's life, Shelton has definitely proved it was worth it, making his way into her 3 sons' hearts. In fact, over the weekend, she shared a photo of her boys with Shelton after they decided they wanted to copy one of his arm tattoos. But this is just the most recent of many ways her sons have shown they truly adore Shelton and vice versa. For one, the country singer is a constant presence in their life. Whether he's letting little Apollo take the lead on his hike or he's flying beside Kingston on a private helicopter ride for his birthday, Shelton has made sure to spend quality time with Stefani's boys. That does it for this week's entertainment news.
I'm Kiana DeLeo, and I'm here at the Asian Pacific American Resource Center because it's Heritage Month. When we come back, I'll explain what that is and some of the events coming up.
It's what powers our journey to reach unimaginable heights. It fosters a sense of yearning to create, explore, and soar. It strengthens our will to climb to the top. It's the bedrock of our conviction that nothing's impossible. It transforms us and sets us free to thrive and build lives of purpose. Titan pride is at the heart of who we are.
Basketball is ending and baseball is beginning. Let's head over to Taylor Pasqua for the latest in sports.
One of the top baseball teams in the country, the number 10 ranked Titans, scored a season high of 15 runs yesterday to take the series from the Highlanders. Outfielder Scott Hurst fell a double short of the cycle. Hurst was 4 of 7 with 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored on an inside the park home run, and a triple to end his day. The Titans forced UC Riverside to use 8 different pitchers to take their victory. Speaking of baseball, for sports fans, spring arrives today. The empty stands, untouched grass, scoreless scoreboards, all that's about to change because today baseball is back. The Major League Baseball season kicked off with 3 Sunday games, but today 24 teams are in action and begin their 162-game push toward the October World Series glory. It's a blowout on opening day. The Dodgers sweep the Padres out of the park with a score of 14-3, and the Anaheim Angels will face off against the Oakland Athletics tonight at 7:05. It's the last week of hockey before the 100th Stanley Cup playoffs begin. After a close game last night against the Calgary Flames, our local Anaheim Ducks stand alone in first place atop of the Pacific Division. Tied at 3-3 in the third period with only 3 minutes remaining, Logan Shaw scored his 3rd goal of the season to give the Ducks a 4-3 lead over the Flames. With only 3 games remaining in the season, the Ducks need to continue getting the puck in the net if they want to steal the title of the Pacific Division Championships for the 5th year in a row. Lastly, today is the last day of the madness. What began with 68 teams is now down to 2. The NCAA national title game is tonight at 6 p.m. It's going to be a big boy game. 2 number 1 seeds fighting for 1 national title. While North Carolina is not shy to the final 2, it is the first time in the school's history that Gonzaga has made it to the finals. Often casted as the gutty underdog, today is their shot at history. It's the North Carolina Tar Heels versus the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Who will be the 2017 NCAA champion? Tune in to CBS tonight to find out. Drama has surfaced in the golf world during the Ladies PGA A&A Inspiration Final this weekend. Golfer Lexi Thompson found herself in a little bit of trouble. While in play on Saturday, she happened to move the position of her ball marked about an inch. Someone who has little going on in their life sent an email in during her 9th hole in Sunday's round, informing of her misposition. Thompson was in first place at the time, and then during her 12th hole, she received news that she would be receiving two-stroke penalties, bringing her from a -3 to a +1. Even with her penalty, she was able to tie up the round, causing sudden death, but fell short to So Yeon Ryu. Thompson received support from many other PGA players, including Tiger Woods, who tweeted her, quote, "Viewers at home should not be officials wearing stripes. Let's go, Lexi, win this thing anyways." And golfer Jimmy Walker had to say this.
I don't think that people should be able to call in like that, especially with as many cameras that are going on, and some players have so many more cameras on them. It's just, I think it's unfair. There's no other sport where anybody can call in and say, oh, that was a foul.
Justin Timberlake even tweeted her about being classy and how she handled the situation with grace and fight. That's going to do it for us in sports today. Back to you guys.
If you've ever been curious about the diverse Asian cultures of the world, be sure to free up your calendars for some exciting events. Kiana DeLeo is live with the details.
The theme, Together We Grow, highlights the diverse Asian and Pacific cultures and their history. For this month and part of May, the Asian Pacific American Resource Center will celebrate with weekly shows and a street fair. For more information on the event, head to Cal State Fullerton's website or head on over here to the Asian Pacific American Resource Center, located at UH 211B, open Monday through Thursday from 11 to 7 p.m. Back to you in the studio.
That's going to do it for today's edition of OC News. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to tune in on the Wednesday for all the hottest news.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all of the latest updates.